I love those, they're so cute.
Yours looks really nice.
Look at that. Do you have the book? Can I try it?
Yeah, it is.
Political.
And we can keep
Your drink's kind of like change colour when you mix it.
Yeah, she said mix it, but I don't know if I can turn it.
Okay. Oh. Hi everyone. So, I'm here with my favourite deer. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I am Nabeela's favourite deer. I'm Sinead.
Yay, and as you know, I go to Oxford and I'm doing Chinese studies. What about you?
I just graduated from Cambridge doing Chinese studies.
Chinese studies, what a coincidence. So, if you saw the title, today I'm doing something I wanted to do for such a long time, which is comparing Oxford Chinese studies, Cambridge Chinese studies. And by the end of this, you can figure out which one you prefer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it a fight?
It's a bit of a showdown. You already know the winner. But yeah, my disclaimer is that I know I make videos about Oxford and stuff, but like genuinely, I just want you to go to wherever you prefer. I'm not saying that Oxford's better, although it is. If you prefer Oxford at the end of this, or Cambridge at the end of this, either is fine, or another random uni. I just want you to be like well informed.
Yeah, unlike we were when we chose.
So that's why I'm making all these videos, by the way, is because when we applied for these courses, there was nothing out there. I'm trying to change that. So I have loads of questions on my new cute phone, and we're going to go through them. Let's just talk through like each year and what we do in the course.
Yeah, that's really useful actually, because that's the first time that we realised how different the courses were.
Yeah.
When we talked about it.
Because we thought it was the same. Basically, the reason why I know her is because, bit of a spoiler. Yeah, she's famous. Spoiler is that on our year abroads, we go to the same uni. I'm going to leave it at that.
Ooh, tension.
We'll get there.
Leaving it with suspense. I like it.
So, yeah, what happens in first year for Japanese? No, oh my god,
Whoa, wrong tree.
I'm in the zone from before. Sorry. Cambridge Chinese Studies first year.
Cambridge Chinese Studies, are we doing Japanese?
No.
That's just the first thing. No Japanese involved. Actually, there's a bit of Japanese involved.
Okay.
So first year, as far as I remember, was about,
I
know, years now, it's about 7% language. So people come to it having done, like, probably highest is like IB Chinese. That somebody in our class had done, and then people like me who had done literally nothing. And then
not even GCSE?
I hadn't done anything. I couldn't speak to 10. I was like, the first class, they were like, let's count to 10. And I was like, oh my days, I only learned up to 5.
Okay.
No.
That's pretty good.
Don't put me up to 5.
Cool.
But yeah, so the first lesson from that, we just started doing all of the like really intense like language, vocab, grammar, and even the people who'd done it before, such a song, they were saying that actually helped them, because sometimes like with GCSE you don't always like go through everything really like.
Very true. I did GCSE.
Yeah, obviously I don't know, but anyway, so it's actually lots and lots of language, and then the part that's not language, we did a really interesting course which was called EAS 1, it was East Asian Studies 1, where you do like all the history of China, Japan and Korea. Which I really liked. I don't know why you're laughing so much.
I'm only laughing because you said it was interesting. Like,
no, interesting in a positive way.
That's
not
good.
Interesting in a
I love learning. I love
way.
education.
No, I do actually love education though. Yeah. So for me, it was interesting. It was like a lot of reading, but I learned some really interesting stuff. Don't laugh about Korean rice cultivation. Ooh, it was like super important to Korean history.
I think I mentioned something like that in one of my interviews, and I know, guys, I hear you. I know you want me to make interview videos. I will one day. I just don't know where to start because it's a really big topic, but we'll get
rice. Yeah, you should just do it about rice. Rice cultivation.
Rice is
up there. It's up there.
So for Oxford, you don't need to have prior knowledge of Chinese. How about Cambridge? You don't.
No, most of you did. Most of like half and half split have a little bit. Yeah.
But like both courses are open to beginners. I did GCSE Chinese or Mandarin, and then I did A-level Cambridge Pre-U, which is an equivalent to an A-level. So I had like a good amount of vocabulary, like say. First year is about building your vocabulary at Oxford, and we have a similar thing that she just talked about. We have the East Asian Survey, which is our 8:45 a.m. lectures every day in first year, and basically you learn about cultural things to do with China, Japan, and Korea. A little bit less Korea, but mainly China and Japan, because Japanese studies students sit in on the lectures as well.
Yeah, ours was, same for us. Chinese and Japanese together.
Japanese and Chinese, like the courses are really small, so sometimes you do share things, like lectures, but the actual classes are separate, because they're different courses. And then, yeah, to keep it brief, I think we basically focused on language a lot, and then we had a lot of like cultural essays as well. People are staring at us. Hey. Quite used to it. But yeah.
A day in the life, yeah.
And also another thing is that both of our courses are 4 years, so it's a really good comparison to make.
So it's, year 1 and 4. I'd say that compared to some other people who had different courses to ours was one of the more intense arts courses. So we had a lot of homework.
Yeah, we had a lot of homework. I think it's like a lot of the Chinese mindset seeps into our courses. I was talking about this earlier, who else had 8:45 a.m. lectures? You guys didn't. That's one thing about Oxford, so maybe write down a tally.
9 a.m. Okay. We only had 3 or 4 a week.
Those 15 minutes counted,
They do, that's extra.
And then we had a lot of homework, and it's really intense, but you signed up for it and it's worth it.
Yeah, and also you're getting your
you're getting your money for money. You have to think about it.
You're not having 2 classes a week.
Degrees are not cheap.
Yeah.
And if you're an international student, oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna be having back-to-back classes essentially.
But yeah, and then second year.
You go first this time.
Okay,
we'll mix it up.
So second year, as you might know already, was my year abroad.
I forgot the most important thing.
I'm going into my 4th year, so I just finished 3rd year. She just graduated, which is kind of amazing because I've only met one person who came out from the other end and graduated from Chinese.
Actual adult.
Oh, I met 2, but yeah, they exist. It's pretty cool.
Out there, somewhere.
So second year, I went to. My English is really bad right now. My Chinese is also, and we'll get there. So second year, you go to Peking University, and Oxford has a set course for Oxford students. In my year, it was the first time where they changed it slightly, so our oral classes were with other foreigners. But everything else is only with Oxford students. And you spend the whole year in China, in Beijing. You can travel in the holidays and stuff, it's totally up to you. But you do have set classes, it's not just a holiday.
And for us, we did essentially the same thing but for Cambridge, except we didn't have any mixing.
Oh no, wait, this is your second year.
Oh, no, second year, oh my gosh.
Forget what you just said.
Ignore. No, in my second year, what did I do? Oh, so we had much more options. Many more options.
Okay.
More options.
Just pause for a second. I was kind of thinking, if you are considering applying for one of these courses, maybe just take a notebook out and literally just do a tally. Every time you hear something you like, just pick Oxford or Cambridge. And at the end, we'll see who wins. But obviously it's a lot more than that. I just think this would help you.
This is just course-wise.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it doesn't always say on the website exactly what it was. So in second year, we had the option to take different... So we had to take classical Chinese, which you have to do at Oxford as well for the first... We had to take it for the first 2 years.
We did that in first year as well.
Yeah, so that was part of second year, and then I did 2 options. So one option I took from another department. So I took linguistics, which was really good. I really liked it. I like languages. I think
I wanted to do Chinese linguistics at SOAS. That was my backup. So there's other really good unis out there for our course as well.
Yeah, and linguistics is really interesting because they don't really come at it from a Chinese perspective, but there's also stuff that you can apply to learning Chinese, and it makes it much more interesting. Anyway, I did linguistics. I really enjoyed it, and then I did another one. Yeah. Oh yeah. Then you have a choice. It's kind of you have to do a history paper, but you can choose from. This is in my year. It might change by now. Dynastic history. So that's all the dynasties up to the Qing.
Yeah.
Up to the Qing. So okay, cool.
Kind of old.
If you like ancient history, and then or you can do a mini dissertation on any topic you wanted to.
By choice.
Yeah, you choose, which is really good practice for the dissertation, finding a dissertation.
Which you do in almost every degree, if not all.
Yeah, and I really liked it, and that's what I did. So I think it's 6,000 words.
Yeah, also, I should say that this beautiful place that we're in a bubble tea, not even bubble tea because there's no bubbles, we're in a tea shop. And it's really cool, and there's a giant shark above us, but you can't see it.
We're sitting on the river right now.
And this music isn't edited in, this is the shop.
Yeah. But free background music.
Yeah.
Good choices.
Third year. We're on third year now.
So third year is my year abroad.
Ooh, spoilers.
Do you want
to just continue then?
So it's exactly the same as third year abroad, except we were just in our Cambridge class. We had classical Chinese, we had history, we had... it's like a Skype conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird. And I was going to have that there for the whole year. But whole year essentially means September to June, right? So the whole school year, including the break.
The year abroad for us, both of us, is more or less 10 months.
Yeah.
If you stay for the whole 12 months, that's just because you're traveling or wherever it is. But in terms of term time,
then it's but you also have lots of breaks. You have lots of time off for the Chinese holidays.
And Chinese holidays
really often.
Yeah, they're very different to the UK ones.
Yeah,
which is quite cool.
Yeah, there's lots of opportunities to travel, and we spent a lot of time walking around Beijing.
Yeah, but I think one thing I would emphasize is that the Chinese studies year abroad isn't something like French when they go to France and they have to get a job or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We have a set course. You have to go to the uni and you have to take part in the lessons and stuff. But then if you want to get a job on the side, you're technically not meant to, but you can, and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but that's one difference actually, because we do, so firstly we do it in third year, and secondly there's another option for us, so you can also go to,
Yes, I was going to say this one.
I think it's called Haiyang University, Ocean University in Qingdao, which is another like really, really good Chinese university. They actually specialise in like marine biology, I think. Loads of people go there and do like marine stuff.
This place is perfect for that. There's literally a thing over there.
So you can go there as well, and it's really nice. It's like much smaller than Beijing, but then so many places.
Yeah, because the thing is like, I loved my year abroad, and I think you did as well.
Yeah.
But then sometimes talking to people, they don't necessarily like the vibe that Beijing is a really busy place, it's the capital of China. Some people prefer like the coastal areas, or like less busy, less hectic, and that's completely fine.
Yeah.
So at Cambridge you can choose, but at Oxford you have to go to Peking University.
Yeah, and that's the difference between us and other universities as well. Some other universities have much like more choice or much less.
Yeah.
Or the same choice as you, yeah.
Yeah. And like in China, Tsinghua and Beida, which is Peking University and Tsinghua University, are considered to be like the two best unis, and we both went to Peking.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I feel like they're very even. It really depends.
Yeah, I think there's it's always the thing they say that Beida is kind of more for like culture, and then Tsinghua is more sciencey.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like,
I love the Tsinghua art department, but that's a different video. Anyway, so fourth year. No, did I do third year? No, third year at Oxford. That I just survived. Third year is kind of when our choices come in. So if you remember, she talked about options a little bit earlier on. We start to get options in from third year. So we've just come back from China. We have like a good level of Mandarin. You can choose to specialize in different elements of Chinese, or you can do subsidiary language. So most of my classmates did the first thing. They've taken two options. They do one in third year and one in fourth year. So that might be like an option in art or history or like women in media or something. And then they do the second one in fourth year. And if you do a subsidiary language, which is Tibetan, Japanese or Korean, maybe Sanskrit in the future.
so cool.
No one does Tibetan, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, no one takes it. I know a guy who will take it.
Do I know him?
Yeah, you really. But like, yeah, I'm doing Korean at the moment. That's really cool. I have to do essays as well for Korean, but most of them happen in my fourth year. We managed to get one out of the way, which is good because next year I'm going to be focusing on my thesis. So yeah, in essence, third year is about your options as well as continuing like your normal tutorial essays and your normal language homework and stuff. All of that stuff on top of your options.
Sounds like a lot.
I'm just trying to tell you, like, it's nothing you should take lightly, but it's definitely doable.
And worth it.
It's worth it, yeah.
Did you get the output?
Yeah.
From the input. And then fourth year, which I just finished.
Looking into the unknown. For me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was, because for both, I'm not so sure how it is for us, but for Cambridge,
I'm gonna find out.
for pretty much, I'm pretty sure every course, the first 2 years or 3 years don't count. I guess it's different for like medicine, but like
That's kind of another question, but yeah.
Yeah, for us it was just only the 6 exams that we took at the end of June or the end of May this year that actually count for our entire degree. So it's kind of a lot of like pressure and focuses on this year. But actually it wasn't. So I thought it was gonna be terrible, but actually it wasn't. I actually managed to do like a lot of other like extracurriculars and
To
stuff.
be honest though, if you're a UK student watching this and you just did your A levels, I think they changed the system to be like that. Like all your exams are in the end of the second year. You don't have AS anymore. So you're pretty much used to what we're telling you right now.
Whereas we weren't.
Yeah, we weren't.
We could
used to
only
that.
retain tiny bits of information.
Yeah,
but no.
like it's another question, so I won't go into it. But in fourth year as well, I'm about to go into that. If you have your options, as I said, you're going to do your second option, and then I'm going to do all my essays for my language. Like that's with any language you do. So people doing Japanese also have history essays or literature essays, or whatever it is. We have language work for that because obviously we just started from the beginning. But then on top of that, we have like our Chinese because Chinese is still the focus.
Yeah.
It's the priority, and we have a thesis, which is like a really big deal. And if you don't know what that is, we've been talking about it a lot. You just did it. How would you describe a thesis in really short?
So essentially it's 12,000 words on any topic you want, and it has to
I think
be...
ours is more than that.
No, really?
Yeah, like
Sucks.
14,000.
Has to be like original
Tally that
analysis
down.
with like with Chinese language sources, but you do it in English.
Yeah, that's another really big thing actually. Like our course really emphasizes that when it comes to your thesis, you'll get marked down a lot if you don't have Chinese sources.
Yeah.
Like,
Ours like
it's
has
a big
to be
emphasis.
basic. Yeah. And then for us fourth year as well, like our options, you have 2 options because you don't have to do classical Chinese in your final year. At the moment, that's the system, but I chose to
We'll
anyway
get back to that
because I like
because I
classical
find that quite
Chinese.
interesting.
And then I also chose to do literature. Some of my other classmates did politics. I think in future there might be a joint
Yes.
Then you can do like global China, but it also depends. Sometimes professors go on sabbatical, which is when they go take time off to do their own research. So it depends what professor is there as to what course is offered, because our departments are so tiny.
Because like the professor you have, they're really good, like they're well renowned, and a lot of times they'll put their books on the reading list. So you'd be like looking for books, then it's their book, and like, did they do that on purpose? Probably did. But yeah, that's the other thing I was going to mention. Like all these options that we've been talking about, it's not like a set thing every year. It really depends on which professors are available, and also they teach this every year. So if they get bored, they're going to alter their course slightly.
Yeah.
And whatever option they want to do.
Yeah. Some courses you have more choice in. So our classical Chinese was like really small course, so it was like very much led by us. He was like, what text do you want to do? Someone was like the Bible.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah.
I know someone who loved that in my class. But like, yeah, another thing to take away is like it's quite free in that sense. Like you have a lot of choice, and they will kind of listen to you if they can accommodate for it. I'm just saying. I think we should take a tea break.
I bet my teams are going to go black. I was saying you realise it's called Trin.
Oh, I like this one.
Actually, it's a Trin.
You see it? Sugar now, but it was like half white, half black.
Charcoal, aloe, something else.
It tastes like
Lychee.
grape.
Lychee.
And this is Thai milk tea.
What? I didn't realise. We actually talked for ages already.
I know, this happens every time, and it's going to take ages to edit. I had another slight disclaimer. The year abroad is not a gap year. Because I know that for some other languages, or whatever it is, people might say that. It's also, Chinese studies isn't really a languages course. Like, we do learn Chinese, it's the main thing about our course, but we have so many essays about culture and like history and literature and all these other options. So
it's kind of like all of the humanities.
It's better to
done through the
studies.
prism of one language.
That was so nice. Yeah, basically. But yeah, your year abroad is not a gap year because it's compulsory, unless you're pregnant. You don't have to go. I learned that one, but yeah, you don't have to go. No, you know. So
or the other thing you can do at Cambridge, I don't know if you use Oxford, is if you do the first 2 years of Chinese and then you decide actually you want to learn Japanese, you can do a joint degree. You have to get special permission to do it, so you have to have like really good grades. But then you can do your second 2 years, the first 2 years of Japanese straight afterwards, but also taking some Chinese modules, so you come out with a degree in Chinese and Japanese.
Pretty cool.
But it's really rare thing to do. So
I've never heard that.
yeah,
it might be possible, but
interesting.
How do I phrase this nice?
But most people want to do a year abroad.
I don't think that would be possible in Oxford. If somebody was really keen, it might happen, but
it's not like a specific structure you have in place.
I don't think so. I couldn't confirm that for you, but it's not very likely. Looking at my phone because I have questions here. And also, I know people ask me on Instagram, but I can't access them right now. I do roughly remember, but I have loads here, so don't worry. And if needed, I will do a follow-up. Where do your lessons take place?
So our lessons take place in, so we have different faculty names. So ours is called the Asian and Middle Eastern Studies.
Did I visit that one?
I don't think so.
I went to Cambridge last year. It's for a few days not to like study there.
It's really nice. It's not like super like aesthetic from the outside, let's say.
Okay.
It was probably built in the 60s, but it has a common room.
Nice.
It has a hot water tap.
That's so nice, yeah.
Nee, that's unusual. Anyway,
I mean that's like really Chinese because like in Peking University, like boiling water, they have those in fountains, and then people fill up their tea and stuff.
And we used to have like a coffee machine. We had the Coke Zero machine. You have the like vending machine, so it has everything you need. Anyway,
I'm waiting for them to like make milk tea in like the canteens.
I want
that would be so good.
I want that to be a thing. Bubble tea shop inside.
Yeah, and then also, so I kind of brought this question up because I wanted to gear it more towards Oxford now. I just kind of want to brag. So we have this thing called the China Centre. I don't know if you heard about it. Google it.
It's like sent by a member of the royal family or something.
Dixon Poon. Don't know if he's royal, but he's a very dashing fellow. If he's still alive, I don't know.
Yes.
But yeah, China Centre. I want to do a tour of the building, so also wait for that. But bear in mind, I'm going to be in my finals, so.
Does it have beanbags though?
No, but we have really cool chairs in our common room that are like, they're like jigsaw puzzles, right? You can like make shapes out of them. They're really cool. It's like Pac-Man in a chair.
Not really selling that, are you?
But anyways, the China Centre is amazing. So a few years ago,
it does sound cool.
All the Oriental Studies subjects, because that's the department that we're in, it's under Oriental Studies. All of them were taught in the Oriental Studies building, which is nice. It's a bit small and like old, but then the China Centre was built on St. Hugh's land, and it's like a really, really pretty building. Like there's things in cabinets for sure, like old plates and garments and stuff.
That sounds cool.
and it's like our building, so only Chinese
just
studies people. Anyways, that was really long. I'm gonna move on. Sip the tea. Oh my god, we can do like a spilling the tea right now.
Spilling the tea.
Yeah. Why do you spill tea? You don't know what it is?
No.
What is it? What is it? You think it's literally spilling tea?
Yeah.
No, it's like when you have gossip.
Is it?
That's spill tea system.
A lot of tea to
Hot
spill.
scalding tea to spill
That's
today.
for sure. Tea.
Oh my gosh, such a weird word.
Wow. I think it's like a drug
It's from East London.
No, no, no.
As a scene. Smell the tea.
Anyways,
Who has tea when they gossip anyway?
it's a good question. Someone tell me where that came from. But anyways, let's spill the tea on our year abroad again.
Again,
So-
what are we saying?
I want to keep the glass half full right now. So,
Where's this
not
going?
like it was ever empty. Hear me out, okay?
Yeah.
I want to know what is the pro of doing your year abroad in third year, and
Oh
then
my
I'm going to say
days.
what was the pro of doing it in second year.
This is, yeah, so
'Cause I've had this talk with my parents
everyone, yeah.
and people who are concerned about your future, and that makes sense.
Yeah, so the reason I chose Cambridge over Oxford and was
it all
because-
resting on this?
Was because of the year abroad, yeah. I really liked Oxford. I really liked when I looked around. I thought it was really pretty. But when I looked at the course, I applied to the two universities which do it in your third year, which was Edinburgh
Because
and
you cannot
Cambridge.
apply to Cambridge and Oxford at the same time.
Yeah,
by the way.
so she's on.
Yeah.
And that was what swung it for me because I thought since I'd never done it before, I didn't want to like just spend 1 year doing it and then go straight into it because I thought maybe I wouldn't feel very comfortable with it and also maybe I wouldn't have that much time to just kind of settle in at uni. So for me, based on that, was like a really, really big reason why I chose Cambridge, and for me, I'm really glad that I chose it in my third year. I think for me it was like definitely the right
works
thing
out,
to do. Yeah, because then when you do your final exams as well, you've only been away from China for 1 year, and you kind of have time to like do research over there. Everything's still in your head.
Yeah, that's a really good plus. Everything's still in your head.
So it worked out well for us.
It's like when you're in China, I know it's a really obvious thing to say, but you're in the country for a year and everybody's speaking Chinese. So that's
You can't help but
you immerse yourself in that, and then when you come back, you're ready to take your exams more or less. So that's a really good plus. For us, I would say the plus is that because it's a beginner course, like some people like me did have Chinese knowledge previously, but then you learn things in the Oxford way. So I did know stuff, but then you have to relearn things or learn new things. And then you use the year to practice all of that. So I feel like going in third year is good for what we just said, but then you need to have a really delayed time to actually practice things in the real world. I feel like going in second year really sped up our time to learn things independently. And it wasn't just textbook learning third year, we got to actually learn things in real life. If we were to mention a downside though, you do kind of forget things a little bit when you come back, but then you're kind of meant to teach yourself, like keep it up. But yeah.
and you always have the option of like trying to go back. Like some of your classmates have done over this holiday.
People tend to do that, especially in third year for Chinese. No, third year for Oxford. People tend to go back to China or even Taiwan, I don't know, during the summer and practice their Chinese. Yeah. So this was. As you can tell, this video is already kind of long. So I'm going to do this in 2 parts, as I tend to do with everything. So, if you want to know the rest of our experiences,
It was the biggest person by here.
hi, we're over here. But yeah, we have a lot more to talk about. I have a lot to get through, and I feel like this is actually really interesting because no one's done this before. So look forward to part 2, where we're going to learn about the fact that you guys petitioned and got rid of a whole element of your course. True or false?
True, I suppose.
Yeah, that's the T.
Student power.
So if you want to know about student forces overriding the teachers and getting rid of a part of their course,
That this sounds a lot more militant than actually was.
I don't know how else to phrase this, then look forward to part 2.
Revolution. Yes.
Yeah.
每个夜晚，在我座驾里，不知道飞驰了多少公里，路口太多，寻找目的地，太多的喧嚣，只想要屏蔽。在乎太多事情困扰太多，但从不逃避。你说你要抬着头，路到尽头。